Bateman's XXXB Pale Ale.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. Firstly, apologies for this laptop being open. It may sound like it's frying an egg, but I've got a couple of files converting and they've been converting for ages, and I really don't want to shut the laptop down because if I do, I'll have to start all over again, and I will probably go out and murder some bastard because I'm in a foul mood as it is. And relax. Fuck's sake. I've got a bottle of this stuff. This again was another conquest from the beacon of light that I found, the bottle shop that I found in Staplehurst, and it had some of this stuff, the Bateman stuff. Now I haven't seen much of Bateman stuff around here, and see what I mean by frying an egg. It's doing it now. I do apologise for that, but I'm not shutting that fucking laptop down for anyone at the moment. Alright, just calm your tits. Yeah, I found some of this stuff, and I've tried one of the Bateman's beers before. It was the Victory Ale. I put the review up, and a lot of people said they didn't like that, but I really liked it. They complained that it had a sour flavour, and that wasn't an off beer. It was just the yeast strain that they put in there. It gives it slightly sour note. Now, as you may or may not know, I love my sour beers, so I didn't notice it that much. I thought the Victory Ale was quite nice, actually. I'll give that quite a high mark. But a lot of people did say that their beers are sour. So I'll keep an eye out for that on this one. But this actually looks like a really good beer. It's won a hell of a lot of awards. A hell of a lot of awards, I should say. Sorry, 5 camera awards, including Best Beer of Britain. It's going back a bit, but it's still won it. And once you've won it, you know, that's... you know, I can't take that away from you. And you know my views on awards.
Award! Award!
Yes,
award!
Father.
Award!
Yes,
Award!
Father.
Award!
Yes,
Award!
Father.
Award!
Yes,
Award!
Father.
There you are. Right.
But I do tend to give camera a bit of a squeeze on that one, because camera know what they're doing, and the judges know beer, and the beer that they award has to be good. So I do give them quite a bit of kudos and respect for their awarding system. But this looks quite good, actually. I've been sort of researching what it is and a little bit about the brewery before I do. They haven't gone since 1874, so they're quite an old brewery. I think it's 5 generations of owners, family owners, that have gone down through the years, and they're still going strong today. Still independent. They own quite a few pub chains, etc., in and around the Lincolnshire area where they're based, and they put a lot of emphasis on, you know, ethical brewing and ethical employing of their employees, etc. And they sound like all round good eggs, if you know what I mean. And you know, I don't think a lot of brewers make a big thing about that. Like, they may well practice it, but you don't see it being touted as what they do. And you know, it's refreshing to see that, because you do see a lot of these big brewers, and they do treat their employees like, well, I wouldn't say like shit, but not as well as they should. You know, a lot of them on minimum wage and all that, and they don't get a living wage, etc., which I think is a bit shit. But you know, obviously there's margins and profits that they've got to adhere to. But you know, if a company is making a big thing out of it, then more power to them, I say. Anyway, enough of my ramblings. Let's get on and investigate this beer. Again, I do apologise for this egg frying that's going on with this laptop, but it's just the nature. It's an old Mac. I've had it ages, so it's going to do them sort of things. It's got an internal fan on it that just freaks out every now and again. This is classed as a classic pale ale. Now, some people call it a tawny beer, a tawny English beer. You know, the classification has gone a bit mad at the moment on English beer because, for example, Old Speckled Hen, that was rebranded as a pale ale a while back, and it was never a pale ale before. It was always like a premium ale. So I don't know whether they're using pale ale to market it or make it more marketable. I don't know. But this is available on cask as well, and it's known as a tawny ale or tawny beer, English tawny beer. So who knows? I don't care. For me, it's all about the beer. What is it? It's 4.8% and it's a 500ml bottle. And on the back, it's just got a bit about the brewery. Our story is one of enterprise and innovation, always looking forward whilst remaining true to our family roots. After 4 generations, I thought it was 5. Sorry, I do apologise. It's 4. 4 generations of Batemans. It's still fiercely independent. Honesty, creativity, and gritty determination fuel our passion for our beers. With 3 malts and 3 hop varieties, I'll get onto them in a sec. XXXB is bursting with aroma and flavour. The delicate aroma of biscuit and fruit unleashes a distinctive peppery fruit flavour, which is followed by earthy hops and a dry maltiness. Perfect thirst quencher, thoroughly delicious too. Okay, see, it talks a good fight. The hops they're talking. No, let me first start on the malt. The 2 malts they've got in here is pale, Lincolnshire pale, and chocolate malt. Chocolate malt is obviously there for the colouring and a little bit of the flavour. Sounds good. Pale malt, that's your base malt. That'll make up the majority of the grain bill. The hops are golden hops. You've got Challenger hops and Styrian Borbeck hops, which are a variation on Styrian Goldings, and that makes for quite an interesting flavour. There's also barley and wheat in this too, which I'm assuming they put in there to give it some body. And it all together, it does sound interesting. So, let's get this beer open. Right. I've got a week off this week and I've been up in the attic all day sorting out shit and running it down to the dump. There you go, here's the cap, Bateman's cap. And I'm absolutely shattered. So if I yawn in this review, I do apologise. Probably why I'm a bit moody. Not normally moody, but a beer I think will sort me out. Right, I'm just going to pour a little bit out for now, see what we've got. Looks quite nice. Amber, 1 finger, foamy white head. Big chocolate malt. That's what I am getting initially. Smells nice. Lots of fruit on here. It's like an orange biscuit, and like a honey sweetness to it as well. A little touch of earth and herbal aromas too. It smells intriguing. There is that, I'm getting, it's either toffee or chocolate malt. I'm trying to determine which one. Now they say there's chocolate malt in there, but with a combination of that pale malt, it sounds like it's morphing into toffee malt. Interesting. Let's get some more in the glass and see what's going on. I'll try and get a bit of a head on this as well, because it seems to have been dissipating a little bit. Do you know what, it's funny, I'm just looking at these suds on the top, and there's like a rainbow colour on them, and some drunken Irishman told me, yeah, landlords do that, they put a little bit of washing up liquid in the beer to give it more head. And I just thought, you know, and I was fucking pissed when I was listening to it, and I thought, wow, I've got to keep an eye out for that. And I woke up next morning and I remembered it, and I thought, who the fuck is going to put washing up liquid in their beer just to give it a bit of a head on it? It's fucking ridiculous, some of the fucking shit people come out with when they've had a few. But yeah, that's what he thought. Now I don't know whether this is bottle conditioned or not. I'll give it a little bit of a swig. and just get the rest of it in there. Right, there you go. In the glass, looks quite good. Very clear, I will say that. Let's get it down the hatch. Bottoms up. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. There is notes of toffee and chocolate on that. The biscuit malt that they talk about, not really getting that. It's more toffee and chocolate. A lot of fruit on that. There's like a slight orange peel, a touch of dark fruit as well, which sort of mingles in with the toffee malt. Quite an earthy finish on it too. They say there's a bitter finish on it. I'm not really getting a massively, spicy bitter finish that you'd expect from a beer that's got some English Goldings in there and Challenger hops, but I am getting that big toffee and chocolate malt on there. It's more toffee than chocolate. There is chocolate on the finish. Super smooth, and as they say, quite moorish. I am really liking this. Now it's 4.8%, which is reasonably, I'd say reasonably high for a pale ale, a traditional English pale ale. On cask, I think it's 3.7 on cask. It's a lot less than it is in the bottle, which is normal on a lot of beers. You do find that the cask is not as strong in the ABV. Really, really big malt on this. I'm struggling to think that is a pale ale. It isn't really my definition of a pale ale. Although, what constitutes a pale ale now? Old Speckled Hen is a pale ale now, apparently. Whatever it is, this is nice. This is quite a nice one. Now, I'm paying a special attention to see if I can get this sour flavour that people talk about from Bateman's beers. To be honest, I'm not really getting it. I'm not really getting that sour flavour. I'm just getting big toffee and chocolate malt. That's the dominating flavour. It's really good though. I can see why this has won all them awards. This is super drinkable. The body on it is really big as well. Now I'm assuming that's from the wheat. Yeah, it's really good. I really like it. I'm gonna have to put it down. That's how moorish it is. Really good. This is, and the more you drink, the more you want, if you know what I mean. But you're left with big, bitter toffee and chocolate in the mouth, and it's really nice. And as I say, it's a creeper. It really does give you that, that wanting more feeling to it. One thing I will say, there was a slight metallic taste on the first few mouthfuls. That seems to have gone now. I don't know whether that was my palate adjusting So, you know, I don't want to cast aspersions on it, but there was a slight metallic taste that I got, but that seems to have gone now. So I'm not sure what was causing that. But yeah, I'm really liking this one. This is a good one. It's going to sound really weird, but it almost smells like meaty gravy. If you can imagine that. Can you imagine meaty gravy? Like a, yeah, like a Bisto. Got a slight, you know, that slight sort of spiciness, if you like. You don't get that on the, obviously it don't taste like gravy when you're drinking it, but yeah, it's just, I got a whiff of that, and it just, the spiciness of them hops is what's putting that in my mind. But yeah, really nice, really liking this. So what's the verdict on XXXB? Yeah, really nice, really good pale ale, as they've called it. To me, a tawny beer, I would be more happy calling it an English tawny beer. That's what they've called it as well, and it's called a classic pale ale with a moorish flavour. Yeah, it is. Very moorish. The biscuit malt they talk about, I'm not getting it. It's more, not much caramel either. It's big toffee and chocolate. That's what I'm getting. And then spiciness, earthiness. But all the way through, there is a fruity seam of like sort of medium dark fruit, that type of thing, with a little touch of, I would say, like an orange peel. It's very subtle, but it is there. But it's nice. I mean, it's typically British, really nice, 4.8%. You know, if you have a few of these, it's going to have a little bit of a kick in it, and it's nice. I really like that. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm going to knock a mark off is because the first few mouthfuls did have a metallic taste, and I was going to say something, but I thought, I've heard this before where, I don't know whether it's my palate adjusting, or maybe there was something at the bottom that I'm drinking, or something at the top of the beer that I'm drinking and getting that flavour, but it's gone now. That's given way to just huge flavours. And look, I mean, I'm sort of 3/4 of the way down there now, and I'm going to have some more because this is really good. I would say try this. To those who watched my other review about the Victory Ale and said it was really sour, or had a sour flavour, I'm not getting that at all in here. This is just moorish. 5 Camera Awards, best beer of Britain. You can't argue with that, I don't think. As I say, just this bottle had a little bit of a metallic note to it to start off with, but then not getting that at all now. So it's going to get a 9 out of 10, but I definitely recommend it. I'll definitely be buying that again. And that is a really good one from Bateman's. And remember, beer is working class champagne.